Yo, 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 yo. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new stream, the last stream of the week. It's Friday. Very, very important things going on today. We have the interest rate decision right now. We have the speech of our president, our European president, Christine Lagarde. We're going to go over this one as well real quick. Besides that, we're going to go into scalping mode, guys. We're going to scalp today. I'm not interested in going for major decisions today. Also in regards to, you know, pretty much the weekend and so on coming very shortly. I'm just looking for beautiful scalping setups. We're gonna go over these particular moves here. I mean, it's Thursday, yes sir. However, we have to be a little bit patient here. Tomorrow is gonna be less volume in the market. We have some interesting things going on right now with the interest rate pretty much live at this particular moment here.
Definition of the role of the ECB.
So we're going to listen to this one real quick. We're going to see how the euro is responding. Probably like we're seeing already, the euro is going up. Everything is going up at this specific moment here.
To say that one of the considerations in the legal opinion that was issued has to do with the fact that there is a clear risk of pushing out of the derivative and clearing system, which functions as it does. Is it TTF or TFF now? It's TTF, that's right. So the TTF has its own method of operations, but at least there is a degree of information that is available and that can be used. The risk is in our view, based on financial stability perspective that we take, that there could be transactions that would move out to much darker corners with a lot less information available that would then certainly cause some financial instability. And separately from that, we have also opined on the fact that the ECB can be consulted, but is not a member of the operation and cannot have an active role in that process, because it is part of the ECB to be an independent institution and not to participate in such a mechanism, which leads me to tell you that I don't have the solution, because it's not for us to find the solution. How do we address the this QT program that we have discussed now extensively within the Governing Council, and that will start in March? We believe that it is totally legitimate, appropriate, and actually efficient to go in the direction of reducing the size of our balance sheet, to do that in a measured and predictable way so that markets appreciate and assess how it is going to unfold, at which pace, in what volumes, and there will be many more details that will be made available, including composition, classes of assets, permutation between them eventually, the greening and the green tilting of it, that will be released at our next Governing Council meeting in February.
Thank you. Turning now to WebEx, I'd like to ask Francesco Canepa.
Okay, real quick, guys. We're seeing exactly the same thing as we're seeing yesterday. Yesterday we had a private live stream as well. We talked about the Federal Reserve and everything that they're doing right now. Today is the day of the euro. The euro is doing pretty much exactly the same thing. 50 basis point increase in their interest rate right here. Of course, you know, same statement, same language, same pretty much conversation material. However, she is not like Jerome Powell. She always makes a little bit more mistakes in her language, or in that sense as well, where it's a little bit of a different story than what we saw yesterday. Yesterday was the perfect example where Jerome Powell was just perfectly managing the speech by starting out aggressive and then turning into a more passive stream along the way, which caused the markets to, or at least the dollar index to come down along the speech. Pretty much at the end of the speech, the dollar was back at where we opened when the FOMC statement was eventually released. The question is right now, are we going to see the same thing for the euro? This is why we're watching this particular video right now. Is that the case, yes or no? And if that's true, then we can anticipate on this as well. That's why we are highlighting a couple of setups.
Question. Francesco, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. So a question about the meeting. Did the Governing Council discuss a bigger or a smaller rate hike than the one it was approved, and a faster or slower pace of QT than the one question is about the reaction function. What do you need to see before you stop rate hikes? Give you an example. Your colleague and fellow countryman, Villeroy de Gallo, said he needed to see a turning point in underlying inflation, positive real rates across most maturities, and anchored inflation expectations. Do you broadly agree with him?
Thank you for your two questions. On the first one, I'm very pleased to tell you that there was general consensus around the table about the assessment of the current economic situation and general agreement about the orientation that we have and the strategy, which is to decisively, with determination and perseverance, to return inflation to 2% and to use all the tools that are most appropriate to that end. Not everybody agreed on the actual tactics. And I think that there was a very broad majority to support the view that we should show perseverance, move at a steady pace, stay the course to cover the ground that we have to cover. So you will be doing your digging and your asking and all the rest of it. But I can assure you that in terms of strategy, in terms of direction, in terms of orientation, there was total agreement on the part of the governing councils. Some might have wanted to do a bit more, some might have wanted to do a bit less, but eventually we coalesced with a very broad majority around the decision that you have in front of you. On the other question that you asked, I just want to take you back to the four messages, because I think that one of them is clearly important.
This is live, by the way, guys.
Here on video, I cannot find the right button to push. Yeah, my question is about the ESM. Actually, it seems that the Italian government is poised to be the only Eurozone government which won't ratify, at least anytime soon, the reform of the ESM. And some in the government claimed recently that the ESM in its current form has become an obsolete instrument. So would you like to comment on this, taking into consideration also that the ESM, of course, is a key to activation of OMT? Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your question on the European Stability Mechanism. My understanding is that the case that was pending before the German Constitutional Court has now been settled, and that Germany is now in a position to ratify, which, as you say, leaves Italy as the outlier who has not yet ratified. You know, from a European Central Bank point of view, and bearing in mind that we have long advocated completion of banking union, obviously we hope that the ESM ratification by Italy will come in short order, because that would then enable the ESM to play its role. On the relation between the ESM and OMT, my understanding is that under its existing principles and under the existing governance of the ESM can be activated if and when necessary in relation to OMT. So it's not as if there was no governance in there. The ESM has a governance and can operate, including in relation to OMT, which is obviously one of the tools in the toolbox that we have.
Thank you, President. The next question goes to Martin Arnold of the Financial Times. Martin, please.
Hello, President Lagarde. Two questions for you. First one is, in your growth forecasts, you're forecasting that growth will return to the historical run rate that the Eurozone has grown at in the past. Why do you think that's likely, given all of the structural changes that are happening in the economy and everything that's happened this year in terms of the energy crisis, etc.? Second question is about central bank losses. Many national central banks are warning that they will make significant losses this year and in the coming years ahead as interest rates rise. Do you think it's sustainable for Eurosystem national central banks to run with negative equity? And would that be a situation that is sustainable? Thank you.
Thank you very much for your two questions. On the GDP projections that we have, as you said, slightly updated 2022. We have downgraded 23 by 0.4%, if I recall, and we now have growth at 0.5. And then we have 1.9 followed by 1.8%. So there is no upgrade or downgrade of those projections. And we believe that after this, a number of phenomena have faded, growth will actually return. And let me give you a couple of examples of those factors that will fade. One is, comes to mind, which has been impacting both GDP and inflation, is the supply chain and the bottlenecks that have prevented operations from functioning properly, and which is obviously fading out significantly at the moment. I think one question mark that we need to have on our mind is what happens to China and what role will China play in that context, which will be very interesting to monitor and to also assess as well. Another reason why we are offering those, staff is offering those projections, has to do also with the strength of the labor market and the fact that we are currently at rock bottom unemployment rate for the euro area, and that given the shallow and short-lived recession that we anticipate at the turn of this year, these employment numbers should remain high and participation should continue to increase. There is clearly a question mark as to how the energy market is going to pan out.
There we go.
And
Energy.
how our economies in 3 years' time will develop new ways of operation, will go into renewable
This can cause a reaction.
energy sources of energy, hopefully, and what impact the price of LNG will have on us, and what kind of substitution we will benefit from in the very sad assumption where the Russian weaponization of fossil fuel was to continue. But all in all, we believe that this 1.9 followed by 1.8, which is roughly the growth rate that we had previously for the euro area, has chances to return, and recovery would come after the short and shallow recession that we anticipate at the turn of the year. Now, you also asked me on the central bank losses. And some of them, you know them well, have already indicated and have already communicated to their parliaments or to the markets, because some of them can be public entities or can be owned by stakeholders that are not necessarily the state represented by government, have already gone public to indicate how much losses they will be generating and what will their capital look like. And each and every of those national central banks is going to have to look at its balance sheet, is going to have to look at its equity, and is going to have to operate on the basis of the legal
Let's go to the euro as well, euro index
is applicable. It's going to be different whether you talk about the National Bank of Belgium, or whether you talk about Banca d'Italia, or whether you talk about the European Central Bank. So I don't have a sort of general framework that would apply to all of them, because they're all different in essence. But I think when you look at the at history and what has happened to other banks around the world, central banks can actually operate despite being in a loss position. And some of them have operated with negative equity as well. So clearly, each and every national central bank will have to comply with its set of rules and regulation, comply with its governance, and that's what will happen. My understanding is that
Same thing.
At the moment, many of them have accumulated sufficient buffers or sufficient provisions in order to go through the current crisis. But as I said, each and every one of them is going to be different.
Thank you.
They have historically generated quite a bit of profit, so there is a rebalancing act in a way which is taking place now.
Thank you, President. And the next question goes to Christian Siedenbiedel of Frankfurter Allgemeine Zeitung. Christian, please.
Yes, thank you. Do you think that inflation rate will already fall in December? And do you think it will be more difficult to go on hiking rates if inflation is falling in the future?
Well, thank you for your question. It may well be that the December number of HICP and possibly core inflation be a little bit lower. But we have good reasons to believe that January and February, for instance, are likely to be higher. So we cannot be fixated on one single number. We have to look at a trend. We have to look at the inflation outlook. We have to consider what has been achieved and certainly where we want to go, because for the moment, what really matters, and I think that's embedded in that decision that we took today, is the destination. Where do we want to go? And as I said, we have more ground to cover. We have to go longer.
Yep.
And we
Jerome
are
Powell,
in this long game.
the second.
Which is the reason for the decision. And you know, to just give you a little bit more substance, typically January, February are months where some of the pass-through, particularly energy prices, will reach the retail level. There are countries where the wholesale high prices have not yet traveled through the retail and where people have not yet seen the high-level prices for energy in particular. So we are very mindful of that. The other component which we see also rising in the next few months is food.
Yes.
So food and energy will continue to unfortunately rise.
Yeah. Recession.
Which explains why we have this this revision of projection.
Ooh,
Thank you.
look at that.
Turning back to
Look at her
WebEx,
face,
I'd like
look
to
at
give
the
floor
reaction.
to Marta
Oei, oei,
Izan
oei.
of
This revision of projection.
Ooh, painful.
Turning back to WebEx, I'd like to give the floor to Marta Izan of Negocios TV in Spain. Marta, please.
Hi, thank you for accepting my question. Unfortunately, Mr. De Guindos admitted that the ECB was unaware of the consequences of starting to reduce the balance sheet, as it lacks prior experience. Have you discussed about that possible impact? Could you help us to shed some more light on this? And in second place, we've seen how recently the ECB has increased its warnings about banks, saying that they are being very bullish on their outlook. But my question is, isn't the ECB also being overly optimistic in saying that the Eurozone recession will be or would be relatively short-lived and shallow? Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, thank you for your question, but the Vice President is much more equipped than me to address your question.
Well, the question on the banks, we have always indicated that increasing interest rates is improving the short-term profitability of the European banks, but that we should not be blinded because of this improvement, this short-term improvement in profitability, and that we should take into consideration perhaps a broader
approach
picture of the situation. In what sense? First of all, that we are projecting that financing conditions are tightening, and this will have an impact on the funding of the European banks, and simultaneously the slowdown of the economy simultaneously will have also an impact on the solvency of the clients of the banks.
Yes.
So that's the approach. It's a cautious approach. So there is an improvement in the return on equity of the European banks, but simultaneously we have to look a little bit further away, and in that respect we have to take into consideration the solvency of the clients and the impact that the increase in interest rates is going to have on the funding of the European banks. And with respect to the question of the balance sheet, Well, you know, I think that the point that I wanted to make is quite clear. The reduction of the balance sheet at QT is a new experience for us. It's a new tool for the ECB. And in that respect, that's why, you know, as the President has indicated, we have to be predictable and we have to be measured and prudent in the implementation of QT. And that's what we have discussed in the Governing Council. And that's why, you know, we have decided that we will start with a reduction of our balance sheet of 50 billion starting in early March, and we will continuously assess the impact that this measure is having on financing conditions, on you know, the monetary situation, and the monetary policy stance.
Thank you, Vice President. And the next question goes to Nikkei, to the correspondent Takaru Minami. Takaru, please.
Good afternoon, President Lagarde. Thank you for taking my question. Yesterday, FRB decided to slow down the pace of hiking interest rate. What is the implication for ECB's monetary policies? Of course, I know so monetary policy decisions are made by each central banks, but is it possible the ECB will continue to raise interest rate after FRB has finished raising rate? Thank you.
Yes.
I think it's the Fed, right?
Oh, okay.
The Fed, yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, thank you for your question, because it helps me to clarify one thing. Anybody who thinks that this is a pivot for the ECB is wrong. We're not pivoting. We're not wavering. We are showing determination and resilience in continuing a journey where we have, if you compare, comparisons are odious, but if you were to compare with the Fed, we have more ground to cover. We have longer to go. And that is the reason why we have very specifically added messages in our monetary policy statement to reflect that fact. This is not a pivot. We're not slowing down. We're in for the long game. Which is why we said we have to rise significantly. We have to move at a steady pace.
Yeah.
We have to reach levels that are sufficiently restrictive so that the interest rate takes us to the inflation of 2%, timely, and we have to remain at those levels to make sure that we actually have sufficient certainty that we are there and that we have indeed tamed inflation. So I know that it is tempting to assume that, oh, well, all central banks are doing the same thing at the same time. Not quite. The ECB is not pivoting. Thank you.
Thank you, President Lagarde. And the next question goes to Tonia Mastrobuoni of La Repubblica. Tonia, please.
There we go.
Yes, hello, Mr. President. My first question is about cryptocurrencies, because now that Mr. Bankman-Fried is behind bars, and we have the thousands bankruptcy of cryptocurrency, are you still worried? I mean, Mr. Panetta was very severe in the last days, but what is your opinion about cryptocurrencies? How should they be regulated? And are you still worried that the big tech like Facebook might one day announce its cryptocurrency?
There we go, guys. $200, boom, booked. Profits,
the markets
done.
have become quite calm around Italy, and it didn't seem so this summer because it was a new government. And do you think that the TPI is already having effect on the markets, or it is a combination of TPI
1%.
and the fact that maybe the new government is cautious on fiscal policy? What do you think?
Congrats if you took the trade as well.
On your first question, I entirely support the views expressed by Mr. Panetta, who has been actively engaged in
Oh, immediately came up. Immediately came up.
The digital euro that we have worked on, and of which we will know the future in October 23. That's the time when we will actually decide whether we go for real. But I have long ago indicated that crypto assets, I wouldn't call them cryptocurrencies, but crypto assets need to be regulated on a global basis. I remember when I said that some 3 years ago, it made some people laugh.
You didn't tell us to entry.
I still think
I had
to
this open
day,
for a very,
and I'm
very,
not the
very
only
long time, my
one,
man.
that there has to be a framework, a regulation, supervision, transparency of information, so that there is no misled consumers with tempting offers as a result of those crypto assets being around. I feel quite strongly about that, and I'm pleased that there are colleagues around the world that are now of the same view. And whether it's Terra, Luna, FTX, or others,
oh, she knows.
We are clearly seeing that the lack of regulation, the lack of supervision, is
look at that, coming up again.
Consumers around the world. I'm really pleased to see as well.
Trading this news straight away, in and out. That's it.
Level is a breakthrough. I'm not sure that it's enough. I hope it's MiCA 1 and there will be a MiCA 2 to go further. But at least we are setting some standards which hopefully will inspire other around
next
the world,
trade
others
potential.
around the world
Let's see.
also develop such
Australian dollar. I saw something else. Australian dollar, Canadian dollar as well.
In relation to TPI, as you know, this is a tool that is in the toolbox.
I want to see a lower.
That, together with the flexibility
a higher
of
low.
investment, is intended to make sure that our monetary policy is transmitted smoothly across the entire euro area.
Let's stick with euro for now. We have an alert set already on the other ones.
Our monetary policy is currently well transmitted around the euro area. But it's obviously a tool that we have available, that we shall use if necessary. It's not intended to deal with country fundamentals, but it's intended to address the issue of transmission of monetary policy.
Thank you, Madame Lagarde. And now a question for Jan Malin of Handelsblatt. Jan, please.
Hello, Madame Lagarde. Thank you for the opportunity. I have one question similar to a question Jerome Powell got yesterday.
Hybrid.
Compared
My
to
man.
the October meeting,
Good to
some
see you
of
here.
the financial conditions have become looser, actually. Bond yields have gone down, for example. So does that not undermine your fight against inflation?
Okay, Euro USD is done. Euro Swiss franc.
A second question, you want to raise rates at
wow.
a steady pace, 50 basis points. That somehow reminds
Stop loss
me
was too wide.
to forward guidance.
Put it above this zone, above this high here. Gotta be too big.
Why are you giving up this flexibility to decide from meeting to meeting? Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Let me make that point clear. Forward guidance, we certainly
I'm looking at our entry, guys.
take it as a principle in relation to QT. We're very explicit. We refer to 15 average per month over a period of 4 months, and then we'll reassess at the end of the second quarter. On the issue of interest rates, we will be looking at data. We will be data dependent, and we will review data, particularly when we have projection meetings that are, every 3 months or so. We will reassess very carefully. But what we know today is, given the financing conditions, as you mentioned, given the expected terminal rate embedded in our projections, this is not enough. And we need to take this fight and continue the battle against inflation. So we will continue that at a steady pace. So based on the information that we have available today, that predicates another 50 basis point rates at our next meeting, and possibly at the one after that, and possibly thereafter. But everything will also be determined by the review of data.
We're almost done.
So
We're almost finished here.
It's a one-shot 50. It's more than that. I don't know how many more times. So it shouldn't be regarded as the new normal. But in the current circumstances, we believe that this is the right approach on a steady pace basis. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last question today is for Jean-Philippe Lacour of AFP via Webex. Jean-Philippe, to you, please.
Buy or sell euro. If you want to buy now, I think we are a bit too late. So I'm looking for small scalps in a reversal.
The forecast for the growth in 2023
like we just did here.
Was down to 0.5, which leaves a very few room for avoiding a recession. Now that you say that you will raise the rates again many times, don't you fear that it would lead to the Eurozone to fall into a recession?
There we go. Good question though, my man. Good question. Let's go.
Good question. As I mentioned earlier on, in our staff projections, we anticipate at the turn of the year, meaning fourth quarter, possibly.
This is trained. This is trained.
A shallow and short-lived recession. Okay? We also anticipate that after that shallow and short-lived recessions.
Shallow and short-lived.
Various reasons that we can go into, including this issue of the supply bottleneck, the base effects on the energy front, the active and robust labor markets. We anticipate that the recovery will pick up, which is the reason why we have the 0.5% projection for growth in 2023. But we also believe, because it is our job, that we have to deliver on our mandate of price stability. And under the current circumstances, with the data we have, with the inflation projections that have been updated on the occasion of this meeting, we have to stay the course.
Japanese yen coming down as well.
Rise significantly.
So not look to trade this dollar.
We are doing today, and do so at a steady pace because we have more ground to cover.
Dollar
and
back here.
Need to do that up until such time when our interest rates will deliver.
Tapping into this particular range here.
Inflation target that we have.
Thank you very much, President Lagarde. This brings us to the end of our press conference.
Almost done, guys.
Thank you very much for following. Our next regularly scheduled press conference is on the 2nd of February. Up until then, we wish those who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas, and also a Happy New Year. Thank you, and see you next
Happy
time.
holidays to everybody.
Exactly, from you.
Okay, that's it. Okay, guys. What can I say here? To be honest, nothing special. Nothing spectacular for or from her. Like expected, right? Like expected. It was just, of course, an entry increase. It's pretty much the same thing as Jerome Powell here. However, she said that it will be a shallow and short-lived recession. If that's the statement of the evening here, this is worth a Twitter post here. So I'm gonna definitely create one talking about the shallow and short-lived recession here, because that's obviously not gonna happen. It's gonna be a significant recession based on all the data we already have. It's all public. Everyone knows already about the system in general, especially the European Central Bank, and of course the things that are happening in Eastern Europe right now. Okay, so what we did was we pretty much looked and gathered one particular percent in and out in a matter of pretty much seconds here. We went in at 106.993 and went out at 106.878. That's it. Boom, 1% done. What now? We're just gonna continue our regular session, guys. We're just going to continue to scalp here at this particular moment. Unless you guys have any further questions here, but to be honest, there's nothing really extraordinary about the session right here. What will happen with the euro right now? Well, I think we're gonna cool off here. It's definitely too late to accumulate, to buy. If you want to go long right now, this is where most retail will step in, and eventually we will see a retracement happening right here, which is of course not what you want to see right now if you are entering. Okay, so yeah, very important here. Omer says how much pips, I think. Is that your question? I have no idea how much pips. I never calculate pips. I calculate risk to reward. And based on that, my lot size is calculated here. So I have no idea. Let's go. Let's see what we can find here. The enter, sorry. You know at which price I entered? Is that your question? Okay, what I personally believe, guys, is that we're gonna slowly start lose volume here, and potentially even come down here. That's why I think it's a good moment potentially to start looking for short-term scalp sells here. Okay. Oh, what the lot size was? Ah, okay. There we go. The lot size was 2.14 lots. 2.14 here. Let's also keep in mind what we discussed yesterday in our private session as well. We talked about the government bond yield. We are still potentially coming back down here. So this is quite interesting here. The dollar is following, but it looks like we're going to come and creep up here a little bit in the very short term here. This could have an influence on the dollar as well, guys. So do take that in consideration here. That this could have an effect on the dollar price. I think that potentially the dollar can now start to creep up a little bit more because of that as well. So maybe a small retracement to follow up, to come back to the upside here. This could have an effect also on the price of the dollar, obviously. Right now, we already seen this with this area of demand right here, tapping into that zone and continuing right now, at least towards this level, which is, of course, the 104. Back to 104 here. If that could happen, we could see more downside potential for dollar pairs, as well as, you know, what we're seeing, for example, with GU, EU, and so on and so on. So we're looking at these particular moves as well. GU, EU, let's open up this one here to make it easy. Gold is also something I'm looking at the same time. The goal for today is just to catch more scalping trades right here and just to see how much we can make today. That would be great to see if we can actually get 3 or 4 trades in. That would be great if we can do so. But let's have a look here. By the way, guys, I didn't even do the introduction here, so you know, I always like to see who we have in the building here. So let's see who's up, who's happening. Jamie is here, Christopher is here, Mudded is here, Orok, Fox, I Love Cooking, Christopher Baker, May, Lord Odd, Intellectual Day, Francisco, Woodward, Almir, my man, thank you for being here again. Jamie, PUBG Game, Abdel, yes sir, Beer Bub, yes sir, GT Wardle, yes, Crypt, Yellow Vest, Ias, amazing. Erika, yes, Pratik as well. Akrem, my man Akrem. Garden Miss, Michael Doran, amazing. Hope you're doing well as well. Lorenzo, my name is Jelle. Ah, nice. All right, Flo. Paulasius, Ramabulana. Given, nice. Good to see you guys. Kave Almasi, Karim, Rami. Yes, sir. Sleepyhead as well. Sergio, I'm doing good, my man. Tycoons. Okay, there we go. First of all, thank you guys for being here. Hope you guys like what we're doing here. We're trying to crush the markets together. Last week was a crazy week. This week was, of course, more of a hectic week due to all the news we had, right? So we had to be a little bit more careful here. You know how the game goes. It's just the way it is. That's how we play the game here. However, we are in here for the long term, and therefore we are trying to consistently make profits over time. And this is what we are, what we have been doing. So therefore, we're gonna just continue our journey here. Hope you guys can learn something. If you have any further questions, feel free to reach out to me at any given moment. And if you can help me by smashing up that like button, it will be highly, highly, highly appreciated, because it really works with the algorithm. And you know how the game works. Don't have to explain myself there. All right. So if you guys know what kind of broker I'm using BlueBerryMarkets. BlueBerryMarkets is one of the best brokers I've been using so far, due to the fact of their slippage, which is maybe the most important, and of course low spread and customer support. All right. So let's go scalping. Let's see what we can find here. If you want to have more information about my scalping strategy, then you can find more information on my YouTube channel. I have a full explanation here. And at that time, I was even testing out the strategy. I only back tested it. I had like a couple hundred trades back tested, but of course that's not the reality. So now we did like almost pretty much 140 trades in real time, right? Live together over the last couple of months here. So yeah, that was actually a very, very good result here. I'm very happy with the result so far, and the net return we made on that particular with that particular strategy here. I'm using also another strategy for the challenge, which I use as a case study, which we already passed as well. So yeah, let's get this party started. And hunt for some pips, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go. We're looking for expansion. We're looking for something like this to happen here. Expansion, retracement here. What we want to most of the time see a little bit more, or this is actually a very, very good one. Something like in that sense, this is what we are looking for. We're looking for, expansion, liquidity building, break of structure. We enter the trade, putting our stop loss above that last high, and then we take a one-to-one. Preferably, we leave 20% running. Because that sometimes can turn into another massive trade along the way here. So what I usually risk is between 0.5 and 1% on my portfolio here. And based on these particular metrics, I try to grow our account here on a regular basis. So this is what we're doing here. Kaylee says, love that you trade live my time zone here in Boston. Amazing. It's already 11 p.m. here where I live right now. So yes, we are, I think we are 12 hours apart. But hey, time is limitless. That's why we're here. Amor says, thanks for getting back to me on Discord. Miss your message. Please ping me up if you're free after the stream, whenever you're free. Absolutely. Yes, I couldn't reach you at that time, but I'll try again after the stream. David, good afternoon from Barcelona. Amazing. I remember that you told me that you were from Barcelona. Amazing, my friend. I lived in Barcelona for a while. I lived in Barcelona for 6-7 months. Something like that. I lived close to the La Sagrada Familia. La Sagrada Familia. Beautiful city. 2 hours from where I come from, which is in Amsterdam, the Netherlands. So 2-hour flight only, which is in essence nothing if you think about it. So what I did was, during the week I was there, and then Friday I just booked a plane to Amsterdam, 2-hour flight, like nothing. Boom, came home, chilling with my friends, went back on a Sunday evening, And, you know, and I did that for a couple of months. The time you mentioned was not for the Netherlands. Where are you now? Right now, I'm in Indonesia. I'm in Bali, Indonesia. And we're back. Oh, wait, what's happening here? 1 second. My camera's... My camera's too hot here, so give me 1 second here. I need to fix that real quick. Let me see if we can make it. How long have you been in Bali? Already 3 years. 3 years already. You also got a sauna pool at your house? Yes, sir. Sauna pool, ice plunge. I have to be honest, I never used the pool though. You know, it's yeah. This is what always happens, right? Can you speak Indonesia? Ya saya bisa berbahasa Indonesia. Selamat malam, Pak. Apa kabar? Baik. Alright, what are the indices doing right now? Ooh, indices are coming down hard. Look at that. That's good, that's good, that's good. Let's look at the let's look at what we can do here. A lot of inefficiency underneath the zone. If we create some sort of lower high right now, and we break that low, we're gonna enter here. Any retracement up, pretty much any retracement on the lower time frame up, creating a lower high and then breaking structure again, is an entry here. So I'm gonna keep a very close eye on this one as well. Should I create an MT4, MT5 account? Personal preference. Personal preference. I'm an old school guy. I'm used to MT4 here. One minute gold double top. Let's have a look at gold indeed. I mean, they're holding very strong. Gold's holding very relatively strong here, I have to say. The expansion is okay, but we already retraced a couple of times and came back up again. We have created a lower low here, which is good. And now we're kind of creeping down. But I like to enter from a break of structure rather than a an area of supply at this particular moment. So let's look at the dollar. Hope you guys enjoyed that trade from gold, that gold trade that we took as well. Man, it was a beautiful trade and eventually it went down even more. That's exactly what we were waiting for. I hope you guys traded that. Okay, let's see what some of these pairs are saying. I know that GU is something that we have to pay very close attention towards right now. Where's GU here? GU is right there. Yeah, look at this specific raise for GU here. We tapped into this daily area of supply right now. We are coming down. It was actually a beautiful, beautiful reaction here. This could turn into a swing trade here. Swing trade position here on the 4 hour. You can see clearly that we are trying to move down here. However, we are creeping down shortly. So if I'm looking for something, it's another retracement back up here for another entry here for the British pound against the US dollar here. So yes, definitely what I'm looking for. Something in this particular range here. Something in this particular low, especially this one, because this one took out pretty much all the lows here. That's why I prefer this high over this high right there. This high didn't really take out any lows, particularly this one, but this one broke significant structure here underneath. That's why I like this particular range, this particular area here. If you're gonna see the continuation for the dollar, then I would love to see this happening, where we come up here and come potentially back down here. If that happens, we zoom out and we target, of course, the liquidity that's built up underneath this particular range right here. Lorenzo, have you integrated BlueBerryMarkets into TradingView? I have not. No. I'm using just MT4 pretty much all the time here. I never really use anything else right now besides MT4. But I don't like to look at charts on MT4. I rather look at TradingView. I'm so used to TradingView already for a long time. And I want to look at pretty much all the charts, right? I'm looking at the dollar index. I want to look at the US Treasury bonds. I want to look at the VIX. You know, many of the charts are not particularly there. Okay, so GU is 1. Gold also, guys. Gold also is a very, very interesting one here. If we creep up here for gold to the 50, to the equilibrium, okay, then I'm interested in potentially trading gold as well and to take a short from gold here as well. I do believe so. That I do think it's a beautiful potential opportunity here as well. But there are a couple of opportunities that I really take consideration. One is definitely GU on the lower time frame, gold on the 1 hour. And then, of course, we have, you know, we're just looking for liquidity. We're trying to spot liquidity here. Tomorrow I have the CPI, by the way. Euro CPI. All right. Also interesting here. Sana says, do you use smart money concepts? Yeah, I kind of use everything. I use smart money concepts. I like to test out hybrid strategies and, you know, test it with you guys. But it's still it's still the base foundation of where I started and where I really thrive, in my opinion. Okay, US dollar is creeping up here. Guys, if you can smash the like button, I would highly appreciate it. Really, you know, it really works here. I know it's hard. 300 people watching, 100 likes. But hey, we're working very hard to trying to deliver you guys some extra pips here over the last months. Let's open the dollar index as well, so we can compare the dollar index to any US dollar chart. Okay. We broke it. We broke the 104. Beautiful. We are right now coming into an interesting zone here. So you have to understand that this is going to be a little bit harder to break. Right there. If we are already not retracing from this particular move here. So US dollar Swiss franc could be a short here. Could be a short here. Breaking the zone. Stop loss above the highs here. And going for a 1-to-1 here. It aligns pretty well with the dollar. It's actually this one right here where we're retracing from at this specific moment. So if we see that reaction right now, then could be a beautiful break here. This should also be the, let me see what the high of this, like top here. 79. 79 as well. 70.5, 79. Interesting range. Hopefully we can create some sort of lower low. Yeah, if we break right now that level, we're gonna enter straight away. Also look at the dollar here. US dollar Japanese yen doing the same as US dollar Swiss franc. All right. Yes. We want to see this broken here. It's going to be hard for the dollar here to break. We have another zone at the 15 minute or 10 minute, we can actually say here, above that particular level as well. So waiting just for any break should do the job here. Gonna face some resistance here. Potential short-term retracement would not be let's come down. Let's break this. If we break this, then the US dollar Swiss franc will also give us straight away the confirmation here. Lorenzo, what do you say, France or Argentina? France. Okay, we broke to the first one. Let's see if we can hold to the second. Dollar is looking strong though, so maybe we should be patient here. Chief, my man, what's happening, brother? I hope you're doing well, my friend. Waiting for the dollar to potentially come down here. If that happens, we have a trade. Look at the US dollar Swiss franc. Okay, making moves here. So far looking strong. That's why we wait for breaks. We wait for breaks of structure here. Also, US dollar Swiss franc is in an area of supply right here already, or at least tapped into that zone. A lot of inefficiency underneath that zone. So that's why we're looking for this to break right now and to close a at least 1 minute candle underneath, and to see if the dollar can come down with the US dollar Swiss franc here. So it's pretty much consolidating right now. After you see a break, you know, okay, potentially this can be the trade table. It can also be the upside, but if it's the upside, we will never get triggered into our position. So a lot of sellers coming in though. A lot of sellers stepping into the market here. Next winning trade is Laughing to the Bank song. All right. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Dollar in an area of supply, 15 minute. I feel like if the dollar comes down now, that the US dollar Swiss franc will react pretty heavy to it. Building a lot of liquidity here. I would not be surprised if he go up first to then come down. Let's see. Even though the dollar is still coming up here. The dollar, yeah, that's what I mean. I think if the dollar tends to make a short-term move to the downside, that this will be a heavy reaction, a quick reaction here. Because the US dollar Swiss franc has a hard time here. Look at the dollar, it's way stronger here. Okay, dollar broke highs even. Looking like a strong candle though. If you break this, it's invalidated. We can look for another opportunity. There we go. Is this the case? FOMC behind us. Get ready for a dollar index or Dixie reversal. Significant vector here. However, always understand the macro, but also the micro. What's happening here? Love stop loss will be taken. We just need a quick reaction. That's all we need here. This is the final bus here. Okay, if you break this, it's done. Look for another one. Sometimes I still don't understand how you filter the trade. So what I'm mainly looking for is the correlation, right? So we have the dollar index and then we have dollar pairs. So if the dollar has an expansion and a dollar pairs, and I look what the reaction is, right? Sometimes with commodity pairs, I tend to go more for, you know, the commodities itself, or just the Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, and so on and so on. It's fine, but for the dollar, when we have that data, we definitely use it in our advantage. Why didn't you stream yesterday? We went live yesterday on YouTube, but it was a private stream for the members in our community. Okay, dollar moves on. There we go. Invalidated. Look at that move here. Is this the time for the reversal? Yes or no? That's the true question here. All right. Could be insane. Let's see. Let's see how gold is reacting to that then. Okay, gold's still coming. If you want to be part of our community, it's a free community. You can join here. I'm sharing the weekly analysis here on a regular basis. Pretty much every Sunday, I'll share the weekly analysis setups that I'm looking for. You can have a look at it. It's a more deeper analysis for you guys in the weekend, so you don't have to do much homework when, you know, starting the week fresh. You know exactly what to do when looking at the analysis here. It's something that we share, and then of course the updates and the meta charts and the things that I'm sharing in terms of all my data that I'm accumulating for you guys. You can also find it right there. So let's go over some other pairs right now. Let's see if we can find more expansion, if we can see retracement potential. I know that many of you guys are actually going to trade next week and the week after, and so on and so on. Like I just wanted to state here, so this is definitely invalidated. Yeah, be patient. Be patient during the next week and the week after and stuff in terms of the volume. And a lot of traders do not even trade. They do not trade. And that is for very, very good reasons here. We have the yearly close, of course. We have the holiday season coming up. Because of that, also a lot of companies have to turn their unrealized profits into realized profits. The moment that happens, they need to, you know, get down to their yearly report. Maybe it's helpful for them to close some of their positions for any tax benefits, or as a hedge fund, maybe they need to pay dividend to their clients, right? So in essence, there will be way less volume in the market starting from next week. Just be very aware of that and very careful as well. A lot of manipulation, a lot of choppiness can occur here. Yeah. As long as you're aware of that, it's all good. I'm scrolling for new opportunities here. Australian dollar is coming down significantly. Look at that. Australian dollar is definitely suffering from the US dollar here. A lot of liquidity built up here. Wow, look at that. We have our lowest broken right here. This is interesting. This is interesting here. I know it's on the higher time frame. Strong dollar candle, strong hourly dollar candle here. This is definitely an area of consolidation here, a zone that we can take consideration. Go to the 1 hour. Are you gonna trade next week? Yeah, sure. I'm gonna trade next week. It's gonna be the last week of the year for me. So yeah, next week is the last week, and then 1 week off. 1 week off in the last 5 months here. 5-6 months. So. I'm actually seriously considering to look for a short here for Australian dollar, US dollar here. It's beautiful amount of liquidity built up here. Imbalance underneath, higher high created. Now we have a lower low created, so we have also a significant, you know, break of structure here. This high is pretty strong because we took out this zone as well, but we had this area of consolidation. So let's see how far we can get here. And if we do come back. Yeah, looking on the trade on the lower time frame here, on the 5 minute execution of trade for the 5 minute here, that will be good. So something like that could be big trade, and I would target then this zone here, maybe with a target stop loss, depending on potentially the way we take this trade here. And we target some of this liquidity underneath this particular range. I was waiting for a dollar reversal. So yeah, this is what we're seeing happen. What we're pretty much seeing happening right now. And this is also a beautiful order block, by the way, right there. So yeah, definitely something. This could turn into a beautiful trade here. And a big one as well. Why you make your private stream yesterday? It means you're not liking and respecting your YouTube following. My man. I don't want to even answer the question, man. Come on. Now, liquidity is amazing underneath that zone indeed. So yes, definitely something that we are looking for. take out some of these lows. Of course, breaking even very quickly. Stop loss and break even here. Waiting for a retracement here. Also for the dollar, just one retracement for the dollar could be that move here. Let's clean it up here a bit. We have this zone already. This is right now entering us, generating us some potential resistance here. And this is definitely a trade worthy. So let's keep this chart like that here, and then we open a new chart where we zoom out a little bit more. Actually, to be honest, GU is very similar. But the reason why I like potentially AU is because of the Australian dollar has been showing some weakness lately. That's why I do like this one more. And then the liquidity is super clean, and we still have not broken that zone as well. So this is the moment. This is something that we're looking for. Something like this here, which is this right there. By the way, guys, we're gonna do a giveaway today. Obviously, we're gonna do a giveaway today. Looking forward to do that. I love giveaways, so yes. Wixie, I hope you already got a lot of value, my man, in the last couple of months. Do you think this trade will be given today? Yeah, it could be, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, this is just one trade we're looking for. I'm just seeing, you know, we're coming up pretty fast here. We have to be patient, obviously, right? But, you know, patience pays. Patience pays, for sure. Besides that, we're still looking for, wow, look at that. We're still looking for scalping setups as well. On the lower time frame. So we're not just gonna only wait for this trade to play out here. We keep ourselves busy here. Now the dollar is making moves, right? Now the dollar is making moves here. Your total liquidity really helped me out. Oh, we're going to release a lot more about liquidity just because it's so powerful. Also related to news. Very, very good. So what do you think about my Forex Funds for a funding account? I think it's great. I think it's great. It's for me either these two, right? At least I know they're paying out. I know they're paying out. So I know I can confirm that. So for the others, I don't have enough data for you to answer your question. But yeah, I know they're legit, so that's the most important. However, I still prefer FTMO over my Forex Funds sometimes, due to the slippage and that stuff here. Are you in for US dollar Swiss franc? No, I'm not in anymore. We got invalidated and then we moved down. No, it was already too far below. Not looking for that one. US dollar Swiss franc, Japanese yen could be coming very shortly here though. Waffle says, I took US dollar Swiss franc and lost, but still don't understand which trade to take sometimes. You know, you cannot win every trade, man. Also, do take that in consideration here. You need to look at 100 trades and see what your result is. At least 20, 30 trades to see a little bit what your win rate could potentially be. So in terms of US dollar Japanese yen, let's have a look in 1 minute. Liquidity getting built underneath. Dollar coming down. Holding above this zone right here. Not looking too strong at this specific moment. Could be more downside potential in the short term. Could push price down. Let's be patient here. We're not there yet. I'm gonna set an alert here. I'm gonna set an alert and then we know more. Take a look on the US30. I also like the US 100, for example. US 100 is also looking decent here. We already came from this low here. could be good. Could be good trade here. Could be good trade here. Look at that massive, look at that gap here. Look at that beautiful zone. That could be a nice target. Breaking, accumulating here. If you break the highs there. I like that area of demand also underneath. Australian dollar is still consolidating. I like that. I like this as well. Adam says, very new to trading. I'm in my first trade today. Made nice profit. Only 16. Wow, my man. Congrats. Amazing. Yeah, beautiful, man. Beautiful trading at 16. If you go for it, my brother, if you truly want to achieve something right now, then this is absolutely fantastic. An absolutely fantastic age. You have so much time to improve. Wow. You will be way ahead of the curve if you stick with this right here. And it's fun, it's exciting, and it's a true skill. So if you can do this, if you want to do this, then I salute you, my man. Pretty much that area of demand here now. Fixed break in structure here. Of liquidity taken. Stop losses hit. We're not in yet. That's why sometimes we want to just wait for a closure. And the reason why is because sometimes it just comes up, it takes the liquidity and reverses. And it's a 1 minute candle, so it can just happen like that. You can close and boom. Anna, my man, I just saw it. Cheers to you, my bro. However, we're gonna do a giveaway, so we're gonna use pretty much everything that we make on YouTube is going to giveaways anyway. So appreciate it. Thank you for your support. If you break this low, it's invalidated. The reason why is because we don't have a good risk management anymore. No one-to-one that we can do. like this one right now. This is still the main trade we're looking for overall. The Australian dollar against the US dollar here. Because it's going to be an amazing trade. It's going to just be an amazing trade. And you can hold it for a significant amount of time as well. You can cash out quick and then hold the rest. So this is going to be massive. It's going to be good. Yeah, okay, the risk management here is not coming into play here right now. We need to wait for a new... If you want to trade it, potentially we need to break it, close 1 minute candle above that zone, and at least look for the final low here. A lot of consolidation here as well. What's the difference between the US 30 and the US 100? So the Dow Jones, which is US 30, is mainly known for, you know, the top 30, you know, US companies. The blue chip companies, we can better say, the biggest household companies in the United States, whereas the Nasdaq is pretty much all the stocks traded on the Nasdaq stock exchange. Which most of them are actually, you know, tech stocks and, you know, stocks in that niche here. I have to say we're holding pretty good here for the Australian dollar. We're holding pretty good right now. Unless we break it on the lower time frame, maybe we enter for a small trade as well if we break these lows here. Because if that happens, I do think we're going to come down potentially more. So whatever happens here, we're going to find a trade right now for the Australian dollar, US dollar. Okay, guys, we're gonna do a giveaway very shortly here. We're gonna give away, of course, again, we have to do it again. It's time right now to give away a magic keys. You guys know what's up here. The magic keys is pretty much the best tool you can use when, you know, trading using MT4, MT5, and so on and so on. The reason why is because you need a trade manager, you need to put in your risk, and especially when you're scalping, you want to execute your trade in a matter of seconds, not minutes, calculating your lot size. I know it can be very annoying calculating your lot size manually, and sometimes you don't really know, and you need to calculate your pip size, blah, 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 calculate your lot size. It can be a headache. So what you do here, you input your risk, you input your amount of pips if you want to work with pips. You select your risk to reward, and boom, it automatically calculates your lot size right there. All right. This is exactly what we are doing here. Oh, where are we? Where are we? Where are we? There we go. We are back. There we go. It's exactly what we're using. Sometimes not. I've done thousands of trades here, so I have like a programmed, you know, system in my mind now. But I can be understandable that it's extremely useful for you to use as well. And I still use it sometimes when I have go really, really high frequency during some certain, you know, open, London open, New York open, you name it, this type of stuff right there. So what do you need to do in order to be eligible? Normally, I ask you guys to always place a comment on YouTube and so on and so on. But I'm a little bit bored of that. However, you can also do the following. Follow me on Twitter. I'm gonna make a post right now. Limitless fam giveaway. Just put a comment under here. Follow me, put a comment under here, and I'm gonna select a random person, of course. I'm not gonna pre-select somebody. It's gonna be random, so everyone has equal chance to actually, you know, win here. Besides that, I'm gonna post a lot of epic stuff here as well at the same time. So it's gonna be really, really good. So you know what to do. We're gonna do it in around 20 minutes. 20 minutes from now. If you want to know what my Twitter is, links in the description. Right? My social media, you can find it underneath. A lot of traders are on Instagram. I'm gonna go continue on Twitter. I like Twitter a lot here. Okay, Australian dollar is creeping up. Australian dollar is coming up right now. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's keep a very close eye on this trade here, because there is a lot of liquidity to be taken out underneath. Look at this beautiful, beautiful trend here. Ready to be broken, ready to be swept away by the family. All right, so what we're waiting for is coming up here, potentially tapping into that zone. Looking for a trade, maybe on the 1 minute even, when we see a break here, and trade it all the way down if possible. That would be absolutely fantastic here. Besides, if you're in the meantime seeing a scalp opportunity, of course we are using and trading any scalp related opportunities as well. That's that. Bill Divers has just passed my phase 2 yesterday. Best sleep I've had in weeks. Congratulations, my friend. Absolutely amazing. Amazing, my friend. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. Always makes me happy here. Very, very nice. Amazing that you guys are actually crushing that. The US dollar, Australian dollar, US dollar is creeping up here. I kind of like that. I like the accumulation part here as well. I understand that there is a chance that we can come back up more. So maybe look at the dollar index. We can trade it both ways. That would be absolutely amazing or fantastic if that's the case here. Yes, if you break that low, we will. If you break this particular level, potentially we can also trade it not only down, but up as well. Until that moment here. We broke that particular zone. This is going to be first level as well. That's very interesting. Somewhere around this range. I do like it. I do like it. Dollar is potentially coming down here. Yeah. Aiming for lows, guys. Aiming for the Australian dollar, US dollar lows here. Man, that gold trade a couple of days ago was turned eventually into a massive trade. That was good to see here. Last week with a 12% was also very, very nice. This week, not as good as last week, but a hectic week. I like to be more, besides scalping and stuff and so on and so on, very certain about my positioning in the market. It has to make sense for me. That's why my win rate is relatively high. And yeah, with weeks like this, days like these, you know, you have to play it very smart here. You have to think ahead of the game. You have to think ahead, especially in regards to the you know, the Fed interest rate decision. We saw the dollar coming up, boom. Interest rate decision for the euro. We saw the euro coming up, boom. You could definitely anticipate on that. However, a lot of people hold on to their position, and then they lose their profits. So yeah. Do you trade futures? I have traded a lot of futures in the past, yeah. I have traded a lot of futures in the past, absolutely. I made a lot of money in futures. I got wrecked also many times here from, you know. This is where I actually most of the time learned to trade. Like, it was on the futures market before I completely moved to Forex and started to trade on the regular market, the foreign exchange here. John says, good evening, Lorenzo. If you scalp the 1 minute Australian dollar, US dollar, where you place your stop loss? That depends on the high. That depends on the last low. It always depends on the last low here, and it also depends on the dollar. The dollar also needs to come down here and break this low here. But there are two confluences we have to take consideration. So let's say we break the dollar right now. The dollar actually breaks a particular level. We come back up here. We have a massive gap above, pretty much above that zone. We were waiting for the last particular low. So that means that if you come down, come up, and this is the last low. Then you have to create something like this here. So you're long here, stop loss there. They're already coming lower, but you get the point. So yeah, waiting for it to break. Why do you trade Forex now, futures before? I don't know, I like Forex. I like it. I like it. I understand the macros. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's personal preference right now at the moment. I don't know a specific reason. I like futures too, to be honest. I like the leverage in futures as well. Lorenzo, if you were living in the third countries, will reach this level where you are now? Sir, brother, I don't understand your question. If you were living in the third country, in a third world country, will reach this level where you are now? Hey, if you sell here, if you could break this low here. Yeah, definitely understand the third world country, but I don't understand the question. So like, if you were living in the third world country, will reach this level where you are now? So, okay. Oh, okay. Yes. No, I sure. Honestly, to be honest, he's basically saying if you were living in third world country, would you still reach the same success you have now? Yes, for sure. 100%. I started from nothing. Zero. I made a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. And I started from scratch. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. And to be honest, right now at this specific moment, I do not really, and this is my personal opinion, so don't get me wrong, guys. I personally just do not believe at the moment any longer in third world countries and that term. First of all, it's like, it kind of sounds privileged, which is definitely not the case anymore. Like, the world is rapidly changing. We're seeing a huge transition happening. There is a huge shift going up here. From the west to the east, there are many transitions coming into play right now. You can also look at a YouTube video by Ray Dalio. It's called The Changing World Order, where you can see that every couple hundred years there is a huge power shift happening, which will cause economies to collapse, finish what we experience right now, and new economies to grow and to come up here. So if we're talking about third world countries, you know, what has or is viewed as a third world country at this specific moment doesn't mean that it has to be a third world country in the next couple of years ahead of us here. There are a lot of underlying shifts going on and happening right now here. I see it also here in Indonesia. Crazy. Okay, we're gonna start shortly with the giveaway. So far, 38 comments, 38 chances, right? Or 38 people have the chance here. If you want to join, there's your last moment. We're going to start in 5 minutes. We're gonna give away the magic keys here to a winner. You have to just follow my Twitter. Links in the description. Place a comment. And follow the ride. Follow the ride. You know what I mean? A lot of Forex traders, like I said already, are on Instagram. I am on Instagram as well. But I keep my Instagram private. My Twitter is where I talk about the economy, where I share charts, and we're going to post a lot of stuff here. A lot of macro economic stuff, as well as interesting things here in regards to potential trade setups as well. Thoughts on the Nasdaq, how far will drop in your opinion before it retraces? You know, we had the interest rate decisions here. People are going risk off here. You will probably see right now. Let me look it up for you. There we go. And let's go to the 4 hour. For the daily. There we go. Sorry, 1 hour. We're creeping up here. We're creeping up. People are selling their equities, putting it in US government bonds. And it looks pretty strong to me right now at a specific moment here. So, yeah. More downside potential for sure. For the equities right here. So that includes also the Nasdaq potentially. VIX also coming up here. Yeah. I'm not giving an exact number right now. But I expect more downside potential right now. Yeah. Okay, we have our... let's just wait here. We have an alert set right here. We have this one. Shane says, what does the US government bond show us? Good question. Very good question. So you should definitely have this one in your charts. 100%. Why? It's super important to understand the actual fear in the market. When people are buying treasury bonds, they feel that they rather buy treasury bonds because it's safer. And the reason why they feel it's safer, it's because it's backed by the government. It's kind of ironic, but it's the truth. People are buying treasury bonds to yield potentially on their investment, right? 4%, whatever it is, right? Whatever they give at that specific moment here. Sometimes they feel it's safer to put my money into US government bonds because it's protected, secured by the government rather than equities. So people then sell their stocks, sell their equities, sell their whatever, putting their liquid assets, sell them and put it into US government bonds. So if you see this chart going up, that means that automatically you could kind of assume that there is more fear in the market. Not always, it's you know, subjective here. But you could use that as an indicator potentially that people are getting risk off and potentially want to put their money into more secure assets. So the formula could be treasury bonds up, potentially indices coming down as well. Align that with the dollar index and you will have a beautiful pyramid where you can combine 3 pairs, right? Or 3 assets, right? The dollar index, the treasury bonds, and then the equity you're looking for. And then even the VIX, but like, you know, that's another layer. How does it affect Forex pairs? Well, it will also automatically affect the euro against the US dollar or any pair against the dollar because these are US treasury bonds right now. That's the reason why the Japanese yen has been going down significantly due to the fact that they're selling treasury bonds and they're dumping them on the market because they have to save their bank. The Bank of Japan is the only way to save them. Nobody wants to buy their own government bonds any longer. So what the Bank of Japan decided to do was to buy treasury bonds from the United States. However, they have to sell these bonds in order to provide or to stay liquid enough for their own currency, which is going to be a deadly weapon. It's a deadly weapon for themselves or against themselves. So once the recession is official, right? Well, it officially states that we are in a world recession, officially, right? Stated by the government. The Japanese yen is going to fall first. So the first thing I'm going to do is short the yen. Okay, let's scroll. We're waiting for the Australian dollar. The Australian dollar is actually breaking right now. That's interesting. That's very interesting here. We're creeping down. Let's look at the dollar. Yeah, dollar's looking good. Dollar's looking very good here. Strong candle, strong move. Yeah, I still want to wait for any retracement right now. Any retracement will be good. Any short-term retracement right now. Let's look at the 45 minutes as well. And we have this zone as well here, potentially. Any retracement right now for the dollar short term here will be great because that will push the price up here. I'm going to be patient with actually selling right now the Australian or US dollar because I do believe that there is more downside potential here for dollar in the short term to then push us up and to just take our position here. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to trade this for sure. Coming up with the Australian dollar against the US dollar, when then coming down with the dollar index. When that happens, we have so much more downside potential in the long term or in the midterm that we can take it all the way down here, in my opinion. Like really, we can fill up that gap, come back down here, just trying to catch right now that particular move here. Aligning with the dollar index. That's what we're looking for. Could be a massive trade opportunity right now. Really, really good. Does require patience? Absolutely. That's why we are here. We're waiting while we're looking for other setups as well to play out potentially. I have my close eye on this particular move, guys. Really, trust me, it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be worth the wait here. I like this one as well. Euro against the New Zealand dollar right now. I like that one as well. And the reason why I like it is because we already got rejected here. Euro coming up. Of course, strong. No particular move here. Liquidity underneath. Waiting for this high. Euro New Zealand dollar in 1 minute. If we close this candle underneath. However, horizontal gold sells, yes sir. Gold sells as well. Okay, guys, we're gonna do the giveaway right now. Oh shit. Sorry for my language. I missed out on this trade here. This is a nice error as well. Maybe re-enter here. Still more downside potential though. But not much. There's potentially one more that I'm looking for, and that's the euro against the British pound. I was so excited to do the giveaway with you guys that I let's see here. I love Inefficient underneath. Look at that. Beautiful expansion. I like that. I like that. The reason why I like it so much is because the euro is in an area of supply right now. Alright? The euro is in an area of supply here. On the higher time frames. And that will have an effect, of course, on the lower time frame as well. Potentially push it down. We already had tapped into this zone twice before we broke structure. We came up, broke structure, pretty much created a change character to the downside. We saw a retracement to the upside, tapped into that zone. Beautifully reacted to it. It's very reliable at the moment. Very, very reliable. So yes, we have these zones here. But the supply is definitely in control right now. So yeah, that's why this is looking good. I like that. I like that reaction here. At the same time, I also like what I see here for the Australian dollar, US dollar right now, guys. Something like this here. We broke the lows. We have created significant clear highs right here. And we have a lot of downside potential, as you guys know, here all the way down here. So also that is looking very interesting. So potentially shorting Australian dollar is also not a bad idea here. Okay, I'm in a short for the Australian dollar against the US dollar here. And I have my stop loss pretty wide here. However, it's a longer reaction here. And I'm gonna put my stop loss on break even shortly after we have seen a potential zone, potential reaction right there. I like what I see here. I like the reaction. I like the liquidity underneath. I understand what the dollar is doing here. So I think we're going to take out a lot of liquidity. There are a couple of demand zones here, but I do believe that there is so much liquidity built up underneath that zone right now that it's time after a significant break. Man, this would be a massive break of structure, by the way, also. Highlight it as well. Okay, guys, who's ready for the giveaway here? Who's ready for the giveaway? Let's do it. Let's do it. Hope you guys are still watching, because we want to give away a magic keys to one of our lucky family as well. We're doing this on a regular basis, and I love doing this, and I will keep doing this as well. Pretty much everything that we earn is going towards, you know, these type of giveaways and so on here. So absolutely, let me know when you guys are ready. If so, press a 1 in the chat and let's do it here. The link of the there we go. I need the link here. All right, let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. I need my drum here. Where's my drum roll? There we go. Nico, at Nico, my man. If you are here right now, then put a message in the chat, because we want to make sure that you are here, that you've seen it. And if that's Rosberg, my man, then perfect. If that's you, my man, congratulations. You will win the giveaways here. Yeah, reach out to me on Discord and we make it happen. We make it happen. Celebrate, give some love to Rosberg here. Send some love to this guy. Absolutely amazing. We're going to do more and more giveaways here in the near future on Twitter, YouTube, whatever it is here. So Don't worry about it. We're gonna keep going and going and going. All right. Fantastic. Congratulations, man. The volume is decreasing here, guys. The volume in the market right now is decreasing here. Okay. However, I do like what I see for the euro. I do like what I see here. Just want to see, you know, it coming down right now. That could indicate us, give us another trade here in terms of the euro against the British pound here. The euro against US dollar also. Yeah, we missed out on this one. Well, thank God we didn't take this one, by the way. Oh, yeah. We would have been secure to put our stop loss and break even anyways. Euro against Canadian dollar, euro against Australian dollar. No, okay, I think the euro against the British pound is by far the best, the one I've seen so far. Yeah, for sure. So let's see how we can anticipate on this already. Umpati, SMC winning percentage. Score is above, man. Score is in the left corner. At least from live streams, though. We're looking for scalping here today. We only traded the eurjpy during the ECB here. That was a quick 1%. Very quick one. Are you in the AU? Yes, sir. Yes. I'm in AU as well right now. I'm shorting it. Pretty wide stop loss above the highs here. Stop loss will go and break even at 66.980. I will show you exactly what I mean with that. In terms of what I mean here, let me show you what I exactly mean with the Australian dollar. Pretty much like this. We have a bigger trade, a smaller trade opportunity here. I'm looking at the smaller one right now at the specific moment. This is the trade, the initial trade I'm looking for. Pretty much what we're looking for. If you break the zone, stop loss and break even already. When this one is particularly broken. If we come up, that's also fine. Then we're waiting for re-entry above here if you then come up all the way towards the zone, because if they break the side, there's a big chance we can come up more. Then we look for the re-entry right there in that range, somewhere in this range right here. In the meantime, we're looking for some other trade setups right now. I think it's a pretty choppy market so far. Pretty choppy market today. Dollar looking still good. Still pretty strong here. I like that. Beautiful reaction so far from the dollar as well, indeed. Very similar candle. This one right here. It was our daily zone that was very interesting. So we bounced actually perfect from this specific range. Created that higher high. On the 1 hour, created a shock as well to the upside. The break structure to the downside here, followed by a change of character to the upside. So like a retracement would be absolutely fantastic, like here, this zone here. So yeah, that's something that we're doing here. Did you already short a U? Yes, sir. Yes, already. Yeah, stop loss was above that range there. Good question, Lorenzo. Do you use wicks or body candles for break structure or change character? It depends on the time frame. So I use wicks for sure above the, let's say 30 minute or 50 minutes, sorry, and bodies underneath. Man, the Australian dollar, by the way, like overall, man, wow, so much downside potential here. Pretty crazy. We could maybe see one more retracement, but then if he gets stopped out, then we're looking for the re-entry and we're gonna take it and we're gonna ride it down. That's the idea here. I do believe from a macro standpoint as well that the dollar potentially finally can start reversing right now. We have been looking for that one. So yeah, with all that liquidity built up underneath, I would love to see that happening very shortly here. Congratulations, my man. Congrats. There we go, coming close here. I think we're gonna get some. We're gonna get a reaction here. Overall, yeah. Let's see. I will maybe not put my stop loss straight away and break even. I'm looking at it but I would reduce my risk by like 80% already. Like, you know, reduce my risk massively here. When I'm looking at this one, this high here, looking pretty solid. We're creeping down. We're coming down. See my man Mauro. Ciao, ciao. Stop loss and break even as soon as possible if you entered here. Wait a little bit longer still, it's not there yet, but I do like it now. Our stop loss is already calculated perfectly based on these metrics. On the reaction there. It all has to do with the dollar right now. Here. Slowly starting to come down a little bit more. While we are stuck. What's going on here? There we go, finally. I'm getting pushed down straight away as well. This trade was based off of the dollar. Yeah, every trade that we take here regards to the Australian dollar is of course based off the dollar. We check out what the dollar is doing in order to take a trade here. After this, if you, let's say we break this level, stop loss goes right there. So then the risk becomes so dramatically less that yeah. It's already, it's fantastic. Is that for everything paired with the dollar? Yes. The dollar index is paired for however, for the US dollar against Japanese yen, for example, it's the other way around, right? So you need to understand that it's like the opposite. Wesley says, December has been fun. I feel like I have been tested to the trust. to trust the setup more in the last couple of days. Amazing, man. Great. Fantastic to hear. The reason why it's so slow right now is because we're at this particular level. That's why I want this level to be broken as well, because that's going to give us the confirmation here of our more secure trade. A very slow market right now, guys. .60 psychological level. It's just technical. You can just clearly see that there is a zone here, and that zone needs to be broken. That's why when it breaks, it's very secure for our position right here. However, even if we would creep up here, it's not going to be hard. It's not going to be easy for them right now with the volume that we're seeing here to just take us out. Like, it's not going to be easy at all. So, yeah. Okay, bro. Guys, bro, back. Give me 1 minute. Boring. We're still in a position here. We're up slightly. We're gonna do one more tour. How long are we streaming already? Almost 3 hours. Okay, we're gonna do for sure another tour right now. Let's start with the indices this time. Let's start with the indices right here. Jose says your voice sounds like Andrew Tate. Japanese yen. Looking short. To go short on Japanese yen related pairs potentially. Look at that. Look at this specific move here. If you are new to trading, guys. If you are new. Then what I would recommend for you guys is to potentially look at the indices first. The currency indices, okay? Not particularly the Nasdaq, Dow Jones, S&P 500, you name it, right? We're talking about the currency indices right here. I'm going to share this list with you guys right now. I want you to save it and put it in your trading view. Right there. I want you to save it, put it in your trading view. And use it, okay? Use it because it's super, super, super powerful. It can be very beneficial here when understanding what is actually happening in the market here. Based on the indices then, the currency indices, you can determine, hey, the euro right now, the euro index is in an area of supply here. So that can potentially expect some reversal or resistance can come into play right now, right? Supply can take over. So hey, let's start and look at euro pairs right now to potentially see if there are any potential short opportunities that make sense, right, on the euro pairs. And we have the euro against the whatever, Swiss franc, British pound, New Zealand dollar, whatever it is, right? So this is what we're looking for. So use it. Very beneficial. Japanese yen, euro, dollar index are the most important. Secondary, we have the Australian dollar. Of course, is the British pound and so on and so on. But in general, the euro, Japanese yen, and the dollar index are the three main pairs I'm looking for in order to make a decision right here. Okay, can be very, very good here. Australian dollar, US dollar coming down. Coming down. Finally. Took a long time. But we're coming down. We're reaching our key decision here. We're reaching our key decision right now. Incredible. Incredible. Let's open Australian dollar real quick. We have him right here. Incredible. Yeah, definitely coming down here. Significantly. Let's make a move here. Okay, stop loss. I'm gonna take some profits. I'm gonna book some profits right now. Book some profits. And then we're gonna put our stop loss pretty much a little bit higher. So we break even when we are coming. I need to calculate here real quick. Yeah, right there. Right there. Yeah. Yes. So stop loss is right out there. We took some profits. So right now, if we get tagged into the zone, we break even. You get the idea here? So rather than, you know, going on break even already, we kind of give us a more of a better chance to hold this trade here, to secure our position on break even, while not completely putting your stop loss exactly at your initial entry point. So now we're here. That's pretty much how we move price and how we turn it into that particular direction here. DP1 you could say, and then you keep the rest open. So yes, guys, if you're new to trading, then definitely recommend you to go to look at these particular currency indices right here. Okay, very, very powerful, very, very powerful. And I'm surprised not many people are talking about it. Like I've seen it on YouTube, not that much as just regular supply and demand. You know, supply and demand, liquidity, fair value gap. You know. But currency indices and the correlations. Is gold moving up right now? That's important here. That could be a nice one as well. Oh, not yet, not yet, not yet. I mean, liquidity here is taken. Okay. Equal lows here. Look at the dollar. I would wait a little bit. Gold right now. I would wait a bit. Maybe higher if. I'll be patient here. Let the dollar come down a little bit. Oh wow, Australian dollar is moving. Australian dollar is moving right now, guys. What's the next target here, by the way? That is, yeah, indeed, this one right here. Yeah, definitely this one. Well, pretty much when we are, if we break this level, yeah, then it's completely, then we're gonna, yeah. Then we have the jackpot for today here. Let it play out here. Let it play out and see from there. We already are secured here. It's already a risk-free trade. Okay, look at the US30. Yeah, sure. US30 right here. Okay, 4 hour. All right, hour. Yeah, holding above this zone right now. In a strong area of demand. Right now. Tapped into that zone. Of course, we know that that we're leaning more towards bearish movement here. But it's also not the time to short it right now. At the same time. So you want to wait for a break here. And then a retracement. Unless you take it from the top already. And you're looking straight down something at the higher time frame. Like the 3 hour, for example. Tapping into this particular range. Coming in that zone. To then see if it aligns with the VIX. If it does align with the VIX, you can use it. Come back up, potentially look for there. Lorenzo, since the yen is weak, what do you see in the Japanese yen consolidation or GJ consolidation here? Yeah, let's go to the Japanese yen on the higher time frame. Because we have been retracing a little bit. But indeed, so far I'm not convinced whatsoever. Yeah, pretty bullish. Pretty bullish. In the next week. Midweek. So next week, around the 20th. 21st. Yeah. That's gonna be the day. Let me look at the GJ. Yeah. Have a look at this zone right here. On the daily. Have a look at this zone right here. You will not regret it. 162.163. Oh wow, coming down. Wow, nice. Looking good. Looking very, very nice. Dollar reversal. Yes, sir. Coming into play here. I'm talking about it. I'm going to talk about it a lot on my Twitter. A lot of macro. A lot of fundamental. It's going to be very important for the streams. It's going to be very important for the trades. Yeah, looking forward to that. Gotta be active on Twitter again, man. I made an account on Twitter in 2013. That's 10 years ago almost. Did I use it? Not really. Until now. EURUSD going down. Okay, let's see. Yeah, euro is going down. Okay, so we are in that particular level. And the reason why we are going down is because you guys, what you can definitely take consideration right now, and what you should always take consideration, is the higher time frame. Many of you guys are trading on the 15-minute, 5-minute, 10-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute, whatever it is, neglecting the daily. In my opinion, you should start with the daily. It's super powerful. Super useful, super beneficial. We entered a very interesting area of consolidation right now here. Very interesting area of consolidation. Very beautiful zone. You see that there are a lot of areas of supply right there. We tapped into that area. Look at the candle here. Beautifully. Okay, so what now? We have created a 1 hour. Change character to the downside, break structure to the upside. Right here. So this is how we start, right? Break structure to the upside, change character to the downside. So what's next? Lower time frame. $50-minute. Okay, interesting. Why? More data. More visible what's actually happening into this specific point right here. 30-minute also fine. Let's take the 15-minute. I think it's fine. Oh, you know what? Let's do the 5-minute. Let's do the 5-minute here. Let's look at the 5-minute right now. We have our zones ready. Break structure to the upside, change character to the downside. Daily area of supply right here. Confirmation, right? What we're looking for. We can do either the Fibonacci, depending where we're ending. Do we want to enter under the equilibrium or above the equilibrium? Most of the time we want to enter above the equilibrium in this case right now, when you look for a short here. What are we seeing? The 70.5 and the 79%. What's so special about 70.5 and the 79%? Well, you guys know that this is a highly confluential area. Highly confluential zone. A lot of people use it. That's why it works. People say mathematics and so on and so on. I say a lot of people know that it works or think that it works. So it works. Or it tends to work. Look at that beautiful zone. 79%, 70.5. Look at that beautiful area of consolidation. Do you see an area of supply in there? Absolutely. Look at that. Fantastic area of supply. Bearish, bullish, bearish. Drop, base, drop. Continuation. Imbalance above. Imbalance underneath. That's number one. Yeah, but it will never go there. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. Number two is still this one. But waiting for 1 minute confirmation here. Is still this particular level on the 30-minute, I believe. 30-minute, no. 15, 10. Yeah. Yeah, 15-minute. This particular level here. Okay. Do you want to enter here straight away? No. Why? Because you're under the equilibrium. Far underneath the equilibrium. So what do you want to do? You want to wait, tap into that zone, go to the 1 minute. 1 minute. Then wait for that break here. If it breaks, you don't enter there. You enter here. You put your stop loss above the last high. Boom. Very, very clean. However, preferably you want to wait until it comes up here. Because then you don't have to wait for the confirmation. Then I would enter from a super confirmation from the higher to lower time frame. Boom. Stop over here, stop over here. Or you just enter here. Wait for the confirmation. Let's say you get stopped out. No problem, you re-enter. You can confirm it also with the following. You can also wait, you can enter here. Exactly did what I told you in 1 minute. And then wait for the dollar index. Do the same thing here. So you break it. You break the levels here. So you come up. Let's say it's something like this here. You break that low. Oh, this is where you enter. This is where you put your stop loss. And then once it breaks, you confirm it with the dollar on the same time frame to see if it also then the exact moment breaks this particular level, for example. Beautiful, beautiful combination here. So the EURUSD here. Looking very good. Looking very good. Very good trade setup. Actually interested in trading it with you guys. If we get there. In the meantime, I'm looking for it. That's 2%. So far. However, a lot more downside potential, guys. A lot more downside potential, trust me. A lot more downside potential. Look at this clean, super deluxe, super amazing trend here. A lot of liquidity built up underneath that zone. So I hope you guys are in this trade here. Time to take a little bit of profit here. I'm gonna cash out 20% more. 20% more. 0.5. Yeah, 20% more. Keep the rest open. Yeah, that's perfect. And now it's no longer break even anymore. Now we make profits no matter what. No matter what the situation is here. We could put our stop loss potentially on break even because we have now potentially this area of supply that can hold our position here. Maybe look for a re-entry if we come up here. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna keep my stop loss right there because we make money regardless. But maybe look for re-entry. Melusi, what about the demand? Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why we are waiting. That's why we're booking some profits here. Lorenzo, where do you can learn about SMC? Any YouTube channels? And please recommend it. ICT, he's the creator. Have to give him all the credits here. So EURUSD, very similar, guys. EURUSD right now, at this specific moment, is actually coming up here. As well as, of course, the Australian dollar. That means that the dollar right now is coming down a little bit, right? Of course. So that's the moment. Let's see what the reaction will be here. If you want to join, guys, if you want to join our community, for example, then you can join our community by... It's for free. You can join it. Links in the description. We're building one of the fastest growing communities, I can tell you that, in Forex right now. If you look at my sub count on YouTube, then you will never expect that we are having this big of a community right here in Discord. You would never expect it. Where did we... Oh, sorry. I need to check real quick. 07. 068. 74. TP2 small position though, it's a small TP. TP1 30%. So around 50% here taken. And we keep the 50% open here. No matter what happens, we made money. Even if our stop loss gets hit here, we are in plus. That's the most important. Euro USD here. Giorgio, bro, when you were releasing the SMC video series, working very, very hard, my man. We have a little bit of a slight delay. And the reason why is, yeah, during this week, interest rates, YouTube, and so on and so on. So we're getting there. We're getting there, working very hard. Coming very shortly. So the Euro USD could be the next trade. The Euro USD could be the next potential trade here. Pat asked me a message on Discord. He says on AU where the re-entry will be. Yeah, the re-entry would be here. If you want to go for re-entry, the re-entry will be at 67 cents here. Yeah, 67 cents here, coming up, coming down, potentially right there. Santa says, thank you for coming live daily. This helps us to understand the trader mentality, how to look up for setups. For sure, my brother. 100%. I'm using SMC, but I'm not trading like a original SMC trader, right? You ever see me entering from an area of supply or demand? Almost never, right? So I'm trying to combine support and resistance, breaking levels, and SMC. Supply and demand liquidity for very gap. So I'm a mix. I'm a hybrid. You know, Dutch mother, Italian father. Hybrid. Euro USD could be interesting though. Euro USD could be interesting here. There could be another trade that we can take right now. This is what I would prefer to go to, but this is a significant difference between this and this one right here. That's why you want to wait here for a 1 minute entry. potential re-entry potentially coming into play right now. Euro long, Euro USD long. I would not go long here. Let's see what the dollar is doing here. Volume is decreasing right now, guys. So maybe this could be, we're going to close down shortly. Yeah. I hope you guys are also in an AU trade here. Okay, I hope you guys are also in profit. If so, congrats, will be amazing. EU is a potential trade setup we're looking for. What you should do here, because I'm going to close down the stream. What you should do here is to look for that fill up first of all. Let's say we come here. Tap into that zone. You go to the lower time frame. You wait for a break of structure. You wait for a lower low. Then you look at the dollar. You look at, okay, what is the dollar doing? Is there more downside potential for the dollar? If so, yes, okay. Sorry, is there more upside potential for the dollar? If yes, perfect. You enter here. Stop loss above that high. Not above this, not above that area of supply, above that high. And target lower levels here. Targets then are the imbalance. The imbalance is right here to be filled. 105.6. Okay. That's the trade there you should look out for. Coming up, coming down. Anyways, I'm gonna keep you guys updated in Discord. I'm gonna keep you guys updated here. If anything changes as well in that sense here. Just gonna make sure that yeah, I keep you guys updated there. Alright, regards to Discord. If we break up and we come back higher, then this is one of the best potential trade setups. Right there. And that you can just enter from an area of supply. You don't have to even you know, wait for the confirmation here, in my opinion. You can just enter that specific trade. So it's a bigger trade. However, there's a smaller chance that we actually get there. That's the difference. Okay? So that's that one. Australian dollar, US dollar. Wait for the re-entry potentially also here. Could be the case, but again, wait for the dollar. Wait for that reaction. And see if it makes sense here. We have two different zones. We have one here and we have one there. I'm not sure which one it's gonna be. That's why my stop loss is still above that zone here. No matter what happens, we are secured. I hope you are secured. I hope you guys already took some profits off the table. But there is a chance that I would re-enter here at 67 cents, round about this range here. Okay? So that's the Australian dollar, US dollar. That's the Euro, US dollar. Overall, I do believe that we're gonna see a reversal happening for the dollar. I do believe so. Break structure to the upside, change character, or break structure to the downside, change of character to the upside. Pretty strong confirmation here. I would not mind to see a confirmation to come down, come here, and to finally make a move up here. I do think that the reversal comes into play right now. Big opportunity, big chance here. Euro, same thing, right? Look at the Euro, daily area of supply. Euro index, right? Same thing that we've seen here. Very, very similar. What did we see with the Euro USD? You guys know as well, right? Break structure to the upside, change character to the downside. The opposite of what the dollar index is doing. So definitely take advantage of that here. What are your VIP levels? Your VIP levels you find in the description there, right there, man. If you guys really want to help me out, please smash that like button one more time. It would really support the channel. It would support the algorithm for the next streams as well. Overall, guys, we made money. I hope you guys made some money. It was a very clear trade. Australian dollar, US dollar was a very clear analysis here. Very clear trade here. All right. So enjoy. See you tomorrow. Last stream of the week. I'm going to observe the volume a little bit. See what the volume is like. If there's really a good amount of volume or not. Because it's Friday. We have had all the news already. You know, the volume will decrease from now on in the next coming days and weeks. Due to the, you know, the last 2 weeks of December. So let's see. Most likely 80% chance that I will stream tomorrow. So yes, sir. Thank you guys so much for the support. And more giveaways coming, of course, you know how it goes. So, you know, follow my Twitter, you know where to find me, or Discord. We're going to do giveaways on a regular basis. We have done already many giveaways, but we're trying to keep doing them consistently here. All right? So thank you guys so much. GT Wardo, my man, thank you. Sine, Salam Milan, brother. Terima kasih banyak. Tycoons, thank you, my bro. Jack, yes, sir. See you, brother. JPS, yes, sir. Lord Odd. Okay, guys. New stream, new pips. See you later. Bye-bye.